conversation, family tales, and where you're going. Truths you need without the sugar coating. On the mic, yeah, they won't falter. Advice they give like a sacred altar. Stories real, you can't ignore them. Light and dark, they always explore them. Young blood's here for you, with wisdom old and questions new. Tune in now and you will see. Life's a mess, but side by side we're free.
What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's been doing well. I am recording podcasts. It's what I do. It's what I like doing. You know, this has been fun. I've been doing this for years, and it's one of those things that, you know, I get a lot of. There are ups and downs, and I get a lot of rewards from it. I get a lot of, I get a lot of everything. Okay. That being said, it's not until I get an email from a long listener, and on a topic that actually is pretty. How do I say this? It's a pretty hot topic. Some people will take it serious. Some people won't take it serious. But growing up in the South and being from the South and moving back South here in the next few months and things like that, I still take it personal. I still take it, for one, go Braves. And she'll know what I'm talking about when I say go Braves, obviously. But so okay. I get a lot of emails. A lot of emails. I'll skim through them all. I go through them all. Actually, I've even gone to the point where I'll take my email box, copy all of them, paste them into AI, and say, what should I talk about? Sometimes that works out well. Sometimes it does not. I don't know. Anyway, so it goes through and analyzes each email and tells me what's going on, what the highlights I should be doing, which ones I should be talking about. This one I read, and it's been in my email box for probably 2-3 days. So those of you out there that are sending emails and I haven't responded to you, I'm sorry. I get a lot. Okay. I get a lot of them. This one here, it's an important topic. It's a fun topic. It's a topic that is something that I want, and I hope I say it correctly, that it, will be thought provoking and it will make people think. Has to do with several things. One has to do with Beast Games. I love Beast Games. I was part of Beast Games. Though many of you guys know, many of you guys don't. Some of you guys don't know. Yes, I was part of Beast Games. I was actually in 4 episodes. I was eliminated. I self-eliminated in episode 4 at the end before the last helicopter. You don't get to see that because they don't really show it, but you'll see my face occasionally in there. Would say my pretty face, but it's not that pretty. So anyway, let's get to this email. I apologize if I destroy your name, and the reason I said go Braves is because this lady is from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am from Georgia originally, and I apologize if I destroy your name. It's either Ashanti or Ashante. I don't know, and yes, there is a difference. So I apologize on my behalf because of ignorance, and honestly, reading sometimes and people's names I destroy, and that's just part of it. And just like earlier today, I was trying to book an Airbnb for a rugby trip we have coming up, and my dyslexia reversed some numbers, and I put in my credit card number. I'm like, why is this not going through? Why is this not going through? So I typed it in again. Why is it not going through? So I called the credit card company and said, why is it not going through? And the lady says, oh, you've put in the number wrong. I'm like, so you're telling me my dyslexia got a hold of me? And she says, I don't know, probably. I'm like, it's okay. I'll make fun of myself. It's okay. So anyway, but bring it all back in here. So I apologize if I destroy your name and I say it incorrectly. You know my intentions. You would not, if you didn't know my intentions, you would not have emailed me this. So here we go. This is a longer email than I normally get. Most people just give me one-liners. Mostly give me couple-liners. Some give me a little bit of context. This has got a lot of context involved. So let's get to it. It says, hey, Devin. I've been a listener of the Young Bloods podcast for years now. Thank you for all the thoughtfulness and real advice you've shared over time. It means a lot. You're very welcome. I love doing it. I love getting emails. I love talking about life and everything else. That's not it. I just finished Beast Games and wanted to say, first, bravo on your performance. It was awesome. It was awesome to see you compete and it was definitely, and I was definitely rooting for you. Sorry you didn't make it all the way to the win, but you carried yourself with integrity and class. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I did my best. I tried not to do anything that would eliminate anyone else, but given the opportunity of getting money that would not, I would have done that probably. I don't know. Maybe if I'm invited to season 2 again, I would jump on that one. Anyway, continuing on. That said, I want to bring up something that's been sitting with me, especially after watching the Beast Games reunion. I noticed Queen targeting Dino again. And it brought back something I've been feeling throughout the series. It seems like certain contestants, Queen especially, continue to use race as a way to gain sympathy or deflect from their own behavior. Now, I say this not to highlight my own identity, but to give context to anyone who might question my motives. I am a woman of color. The color of my skin is irrelevant to this conversation, but I know how it may sound to others. What I'm saying comes from a place of clarity and care, not division. It's me. No, to me, it's 2025, and we should be well past using race as a defense mechanism when it doesn't apply. It dilutes real conversation. It damages the progress of so many who have fought for it. I've heard your take on how there's a growing target on real men, and I firmly believe it. It's becoming more common to shame masculinity, especially when it shows up in confident white men. Dino, she thinks you're a confident white man. That's actually pretty impressive. To continue calling out white males simply for existing is just as racist as someone who were to single me out for being a black woman. I am a woman. My skin does not define me. My values and actions do. What are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think these patterns are becoming more common even in shows like Beast Games? I'd love to hear your perspective. Sincerely, Ashante or Ashanti, I don't know, from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, here's the deal, Ashanti. First of all, go Braves again. Hopefully you're Braves. All right. I'm going to agree with you. Okay, I'm going to agree with you. And I'm going to agree with you because I will tell you, growing up in the South, being a white man or white youth at the time, I grew up where my dad would, this is a little side note here. My dad, growing up, I worked in my own family construction business. My dad would buy houses all over the city. If he got a good price, he'd buy it, fix it up, rent it out, or sell it. Most of the rentals were in the poorer neighborhoods, usually government assisted housing, and they were predominantly rented by people of all races, but most of the neighborhoods were black neighborhoods. That's the reality. Being that I worked on those houses, I can't tell you the number of times I had rocks thrown at me. People call me names, call me whatever, because I was just in the neighborhood. My dad, just so you know, most of those houses he would buy, he would rent out for super cheap. We would fix them up, make them nice, people move in, but he would rent them out super cheap because it fell into a price demographic that some people could afford because they didn't make enough money or whatever the means were or whatever, whether the government paid for it or whatever, it doesn't matter. I saw racism, true racism in my life. And what you're pointing out, and I know that, I did see this multiple times, not just from Queen, but from other contestants on the show. And I'm not just saying this on the show. It's in everyday life. It's everywhere we go. The things people do, people say. Now, let's address one thing real quick. Does racism exist? Yes. Were the intentions of Dino in the games racial motivated? No. Absolutely not. I firmly believe that. Now I can't speak for Dino. I'd love to have him come on a podcast and talk about this exact email, I may reach out to him and get his take. He may or may not want to do it, but as simple as this, it was a game. He saw a group of people that hung out, group of people that had talked, and he used it as a crutch to, not necessarily a crutch, as a means to try to help him progress further. It's a game. Now, is what Queen did, is that acceptable? I think not. I honestly don't. I think that's completely wrong. I think to try to point out, especially when her exact words were, if I remember correctly, Dino is a white male who lives in Hollywood, California. So trying to diminish where he came from, for one, which that's not where he came from, to diminish him as a man, to diminish him as because he has a different color skin as her, that's literally the epitome of racism. To point out someone, to literally be discriminate against someone based upon their skin, their religion, the things they like, that's racism. That's bigotry. It happens. Now, in her defense, that's what she grew up around. Okay. She said it. She came from a different part of the world, different part of the country, different part of the state. So she, in a sense, she's a product of where she came from, and she's choosing to stay within that world. Now, she may have evolved and gotten out of it. I don't know. I don't know her that well, so I can't really speak to that. But I can say she's using the product of where she came from as being a crutch to get the things that she thinks she should have. Should she have won? No, she didn't. It was a game. If I was to play someone in Uno and I won, did I win because of the color of my skin? If I played a game and I partnered with someone of a same race or a different race, and that gave me an advantage, was it because of the color of the color of their skin? If it was, that is racism. If it was because I thought it was a good move to partner with that person because they were friends with these people over here and it may help me get further along, that's just called playing a dang good game. As you said, it's 2025. It's time for people to get over this crap. Bottom line is, don't judge people but on the color of their skin. Don't judge people based off of their sex, the religion they believe in. Simple, plain and simple. The people are like, well, Muslims are bad people. I've heard that too. Christians have killed a lot of people too. If you're killing in the name of your religion, that's bad. Simple as that. God will handle it all. If you're judging people by the color of their skin or what they believe in, that's bad. You're a bigot. Now, am I calling Queen a bigot? Am I calling her racism? I'm saying her actions say that that's what she is, but I'm not saying that I don't believe she is racist. I think she is a product of where she's from, and she's holding on to where she's from probably a little too much. And I think if she was to reevaluate things and say, you know what? I am not what the color of my skin is. I am how I treat people. As you said, the values and your actions speak everything. So there's that. Will this podcast get me in trouble? Probably. Will people go in and probably chop things up and say things? Probably. But the reality is this. The right thing is always going to be the right thing. And the wrong thing has always been the wrong thing. If you treat people poorly, you're a bad person. If Dino treated people poorly, I can tell you when I was there, Dino treated me well. I can't say we were best friends. Can't say that, he's probably the most amazing person in the world because I don't know. I think he's a good guy. Were there good people in Beast Games? I will tell you, I've met in Beast Games probably some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. As a now 47-year-old man, I became friends with people that were beyond my generation, not because the color of my skin and the color of their skin, because we were just people rooting for each other and trying to help each other get to where we wanted to go. Were we using each other? Sure, we were all using each other but we also created a community, which honestly, I'll tell you, the community that we created inside of that first season of Beast Games, I don't know if it can ever be matched. I know season 2 is coming up. I know that everything about all of that it's a possibility of things that are coming, but I don't know if they can repeat that. I think because of the way we built the system in Beast Games as a community and we progressed as we did, I don't think the next season will be the same. I think even if Jimmy kept the same games through the entire thing, I think the community is going to be different. You'll have patches of what we had during that first season, but you're not going to have the full-fledged thing. It's not going to happen. Because we supported each other, we helped each other. We had people willing to sacrifice themselves just so a group of people can continue on. And those people got nothing. Zero. $2,000. They got $2,000. But that's it. Because everybody got $2,000. But those people left. They competed day after day after day and left in the end just so they can help their friends progress on. Not because their friends said, hey, I'm going to give you some cash, because honestly, that's in the contract. You can't give. If I won $5 million, there in that contract, it says that I cannot turn around and give this person over here a bunch of money because we made a deal. The community that was created by all of us, unknowing that we just created this great community, was one of the most beautiful things ever. So there's that. Anyway, what else? What other emails we got on here? Let's go back to here. Let's go to another one. Hey, Devin. I feel like I wake up, work, pay bills, go to sleep, and repeat every single day. It's like life is just never-ending to-do list. And no matter what I accomplish, there's always something else to stress about. I thought things would be easier as I got older. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But instead, I just feel burned out all the time. And is this normal? Does life slow down? Or am I just supposed to get used to feeling like this? Thanks, Melissa from Austin. Melissa, I apologize for the little chuckle there. I know this is a real question. I know this is okay. I have gone through this same exact thing for 47 years. Okay. Shameless plug coming, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have dealt with this for 47 years. I've woken up, I've gone to work, I've paid my bills, I came home, I ate, I slept, I hung out with my kids a little bit, I went off to work, I got up over and over and over and over and over. And I'm 47 years old, and I've been doing this. Honestly, this part, I've been doing this since I was 21 years old, but I've worked a full-time job since I was technically, 13, 14 years old. Now, not necessarily full-time, because, family-owned business, the work always has to be there, and you have to get things done. When I became older, turned 18, I worked. Then I served a mission for my church. But then I came back and I worked, and I got married and I worked. I didn't go to school. I probably should have gone to college, but I did not. But I educated myself in other ways so I could learn to do other skills and create other skills and make my life that much better. What you're stuck in is a giant hamster wheel. The only way out of this, and I'll plug myself later in just a second, not to be taken out of context. Sorry, that's bad. The shameless plug I'm gonna give is a little bit later. We have to escape that will. To escape that will, you have to double down on eliminating your debt. You have to go in you have to go in and you have to make things get smaller. You don't have to have the newest iPhone. Okay. My oldest son is awesome. He never finances iPhones. He pays cash. He has it. And he doesn't get a new one unless he has cash to buy another one. That's cool. That's fine. But you don't have to have the newest iPhone. You don't have have new of everything. You don't have to have the monthly subscriptions. You have to figure out what you want to do in life that will bring you the happiness that you need. And if being on this hamster wheel that you're describing does not work for you, you got to get out. We work to pay bills. In a sense, that is it is literally the form of slavery, because we have to have lights. We like to have, we need power because you got to stay warm. You got to have gas so you can stay warm. You got to have all these different things, but there are other ways to do it. Now, if you like living in the city, then you're stuck in that wheel. That's where you are. That's where you're going to be. That's where things are always going to take place. You have no other way around it, and that there's no other choice. But you can reduce your bills to get to that point to make your life better. Now, we are making a change. Both Shannon and I have talked about two different possibilities. We're still in discussion about those two different possibilities. We're going on a date tonight, and we're going to talk about those even more. And we're going to hopefully come up with a decision. We've been going over this for actually several months. And we both know what we want to do, and we both know what we need to do, just so we can get ourselves to break free of this routine. Now, my routine and what we have planned does not always work for everybody else, but it's a way for us to achieve our goals. You can find it. To escape that, it takes work. Double up and double down. Double up on your bills, get them paid off. Double down on the work, and see if there's any other ways. Get you a side hustle, whatever you need to do to help get yourself ahead. But don't treat that money as that when it comes in as it's bonus or as something I need to do. Apply it to something that needs to be done to eliminate it out of your life. To live your life debt free helps get you out of that hamster wheel. I hope you can do it. Hey, Devin. Lately, I feel like my husband and I keep a running tally of who does what in our marriage. Who took out the trash last, who got up with the baby, who planned the last date night. I don't want our relationship to feel like a competition, but I also don't want it to be the only one putting in effort. How do we break out of the cycle before it causes real resentment? Sincerely, Amber from Chicago. Amber, it's simple. Stop keeping tally. When you're doing things just so you can get a check mark, you're doing things for your own credibility. You're doing things because you want to say, I did this, but what did you do? If you stop doing that, your life gets better. If you serve your husband, and yes, I chose the word serve, hear me out. If you serve your husband unconditionally and just do things without the expectation of praise, without the expectation of did he notice, you will get better. Now, on his side, sir, you got to do the same damn thing. You need to treat your wife as if she was the greatest thing that ever existed. I guarantee when you guys were dating, that's what you did. In all seriousness, if you take care of her, she will 100% take care of you. That is a fact. If you do the same, she'll do the same. Stop keeping tally. Stop thinking about, stop justifying, I did this, so he should be doing this. Just do it because you know it's the right thing. Because I tell you, the more you keep those tally check marks, the more check marks you have, the closer you are to a divorce. The closer you are to being a single parent, raising a kid separately with the potential of having stepmom and stepdads. Your baby does not need that. Your baby needs mom and dad there together, taking care of themselves and taking care of it, not separately. I promise you can parent better when together than you can separately. And I promise you that by treating each other with respect, by serving each other, both serving each other, your lives will change. All right, let's do one more. Let's see which one I want to do. I got 5 or 6 of them here. Hey, Devin, I have a friend who I've known for years, but lately I've noticed that they reach out only when they need a favor. If I try to talk about my life or invite them to hang out just for fun, they're suddenly too busy. I hate feeling like I'm being used, but I also don't want to throw away a friendship. How do I set boundaries without making it awkward? Jessica from Nashville. Not born and raised there, but we lived close to it for a while and we love it. Miss it. All right, Jessica, you are being used. Your friend has forgotten why you guys became friends. If you guys known each other for a while, the reality is they're now to the point where they take advantage. So it's going to be awkward. You can either do one or two things. You either continue to make it awkward, let them make it awkward, not make it awkward, or you make it awkward. So make it awkward. The reality is, if you're going to make it awkward, just tell your friend that what's up. Tell them what you feel like is going on, that they only call you when they need you, but they don't do anything else. Tell them. They're going to have a reaction, and it'll be one of two ways. One, you taking the car? Okay. Okay. So they'll take it one of two ways. One, they'll get offended and they'll say you don't understand, and that's fine. Let them feel their feelings. Let them go through the whole deal. That works out. It's okay. Or two, they'll say, I did not realize that's what was going on, and then they'll turn it and say, yes, I'm going through some stuff. And you can say something to the point of, I love you. I support you. I just want to let you know that I have my needs too. And I'd like to just let this be our friendship like we used to have. We support each other. Now, if they get offended, you got your answer. Just don't pick up the phone next time. And then you reach out and call them. And if they don't pick up the phone, they don't pick up the phone. The key thing when it comes to being friends, it's not a check mark, just like the previous email. You don't keep tally of things. But a friend should be there to help each other and support each other. Even if you disagree with them, you just tell them. Communication. That's literally the key here. If you're not communicating with your spouse, if you're not communicating with your friends, you're not communicating with your kids, you're going to lose every one of them. Communication is literally the key to everything. Now, when you talk to someone, you talk to them to listen, and you need to listen. Most people have the issue with this. Most people listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. You need to listen to understand. And then if needed, sometimes it's not needed. Then if needed, respond. Like when I would pick my wife up from the train, during the summertime, my wife always, not always, my wife takes the train a lot during summertime because it's easy, it's cheap, no big deal. I would pick her up from the train, we drive home, and I would ask my wife, how was your day? Now, being that I've been married for 24 years now, I've learned a few things in the past 24 years. When I ask that question, my job is to just listen. I listen. She vents. I will ask a couple other probing questions to help her get it completely out. She vents and she tells me what's going on. Whether it's venting or just telling me what happened, something funny or whatever happened during the day, she tells me. Then she turns around and I turn around and ask her follow up. If it's something that's been bad, I'll follow up and say, "Can I help you with anything?" Being a man, I'll ask it's that twice in two different ways, and she'll usually replies, "No, I'm good," or, "Yeah, I think I need your help." And usually that I think I need your help doesn't ever happen unless I follow up with a second question, and that second question is, "Are you sure? You seem like that this was bothering you a little bit." Then she goes into the more details. It's about communication. That's how that works. Communication is the key to everything. If you want to keep good friendships, you do it that way. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I will talk to you later on. Seriously, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the emails that came through. Thank you for my Atlanta friends, my Chicago friends, and my Nashville friends. I appreciate you. Love you. And I will talk to you later.
Young birds on the airwaves reaching, talk about life and what you're preaching, family tales and where you're going, truths you need without the sugar coating. On the mic, yeah, they won't falter, advice they give like a sacred altar, stories real, you can't ignore them, light and dark, they always explore them. Young blood's here for you, with wisdom old and questions new. Tune in now and you will see, life's a mess, but side by side we're free. Wisdom shared from heart to heart, pushing through when life falls apart. Raw and true, no hesitation, covering life without the reservation. Family roots and wayward souls, stories deep like blackened coals, guiding you when times are tough. Stick around if you ain't had enough. Young